My delusional wife cheated on me because she thought she had a successful business. Now she's trying to sue me because the business is under my name. I had been married to my wife for 3 years, and we had what I thought was a happy marriage. I have a dysfunction in my PP which doesn't allow me to reproduce, and this has always been a stress point in our relationship. But I didn't think it was too big of a deal because instead of having kids our child was our energy drink business. My wife and I have always been into the gym, so when we got married we decided that we would pursue this project together, and recently in the past year it has really started to take off, and we both quit our other jobs to fully commit to this. Which was great except for one side effect: my wife became more distant and I started doing the majority of the work on our business. For instance, some nights I would have to stay up late replying to emails and taking meetings. She would go out with her friends to nice restaurants. I didn't mind this too much, besides the fact that she would take money out of the company card to pay for these meals. She also began not wanting to talk to me about anything else besides the business. When I would try and suggest going out or doing something together besides work, she would redirect the conversation. This all came to a turning point when she proposed to me a trip to Italy with her friends using the company's money. I thought this was completely ridiculous and told her so, but she was insistent, and because I felt like we hadn't been as close recently I wanted to let her do as she pleased, and folded, which ended up being a big mistake. While she was on her trip, I tried contacting her many times but could never reach her, and she never really introduced me to her friends, so I couldn't reach out to them either. I figured that she was enjoying her trip, so I decided to wait patiently for her return and work on the business. When she came back, I greeted her and her friends at the airport and dropped all of them home. When me and my wife got home, I got us a nice dinner prepared so we could enjoy it like we used to. Her optimistic mood made me think that I made the right decision by letting her go on vacation. I asked her about her trip and she spent 30 minutes describing the architecture and the lovely shopping she did at the malls. She then said while daydreaming, "You know what I enjoyed most? How the men there it's much better than how the men do it here." I almost choked on my steak and said, "Excuse me?" She gave me a baffled look and I asked her, "So not only did you cheat on me here, but also in Italy?" My wife looked at me with puppy eyes and pretended to get a phone call from her mom. I let her leave while I was trying to process what she had told me. 5 minutes later I called her back into the dining room and asked her to sit down. I told her, "I know who lost interest in me, but I didn't know you cheated." She said, "Yeah, I don't really want to be with you when I can travel and enjoy my life." I reminded her that her luxurious lifestyle was thanks to our business, even though she was less involved than I was. She said that she didn't care and that she was going to take her business and continue with the same lifestyle. I smirked at her and said that the business wasn't hers and that she legally owned 0% of it. I told her how I never gave her a percentage because I could sense her distancing away from me, and that I wanted to play things safe. I never saw my wife uglier than when she heard me say that. She threw a tantrum and said that she was entitled to at least 50% or else she would sue me. I reminded her that she did barely 10% of the workload and that she could try her hardest to sue me, but would lose anyway. She stormed out of the house to find a lawyer who was going to fight for a lost cause. After a few months of going back and forth, we won the court case and my wife was even punished for wasting everyone's time. After that, my wife was kicked out of my house, and had to give me back all the credit cards under the company name. I can't believe my wife belonged to the streets.